Hey guys, my name is Sanaya
And my name is Agastya.
and today we will be doing the fourth story from our Chanakya series. From a book, Katha Chanakya, written by Radhakrishnan Pillai.
What story are we doing today?
The story we are doing today is from part 1, Chanakya the Teacher. The story's name is The Weak Link.
Okay, let's start.
Acharya Niti. SWOT analysis is a well-known tool used by management experts to plan strategy.
SWOT analysis, what is it?
It consists of 4 letters which indicate 4 words. S. Strengths. W. Weaknesses. O. Opportunities. And T. Threats.
Oh, okay.
When a company wants to launch a new product or service in the market, it does a SWOT analysis for itself, its competitors, and the general industry scenario. To be successful, one should know one's own strengths and weaknesses. One also needs to analyze the opportunities in hand and the threats that may come up and plan accordingly. Such thinking tools were applied by Chanakya too for understanding the various circumstances he came across as a master strategist. Acharya Katha. Chanakya always made sure to be aware of his enemy's faults and flaws. Ever ready for war, he knew a very important principle of defeating the enemy. Even an iron chain has a weak link. Chandragupta and his officers were surprised when Chanakya said this was true of Alexander the Great as well. Alexander was a strong and determined leader as well as young and dynamic. Coming all the way from Macedonia, he had almost conquered half the world and now had his eyes on India. Wherever he went, armies fell like a pack of cards. The news that Alexander was on his way was enough to send shivers down everyone's spines. Moreover, there was a divine aura around him that said he was born to rule the world. But Chanakya had reflected on the strengths that Alexander had. There were too many. To name a few, a large ferocious army, lethal weapons, very different from the ones Indians had, and the ability to defeat a huge number of soldiers in one fell swoop. And while everyone saw this as a cause for panic, Chanakya remained cool. Don't worry. If we examine his strengths, we will find his weak link. Wars are not fought on the battlefield, but in the minds of people.
Ooh, that's brilliant. Now we're going to find out Alexander's weaknesses, right?
That's correct. Let's continue. Alexander's biggest asset was his huge army, and Chanakya needed to know how this army functioned. He had created an institution of female spies called Vishkanya, meaning poisonous women. The main job of these beautiful, intelligent, and combat-trained women was to create honey traps and gather information about the enemy from the enemy. And it was one of these Vishkanya that Chanakya now needed. There is a well-known saying, even the gods can't read a woman's mind. But Chanakya understood that women have a better understanding of human psychology than men. What men cannot do with analysis, women can achieve with their high emotional quotient. He picked one of them and told her, "Your next mission is to enter into Alexander's camp and get me an understanding of what they are planning." "As you wish, Acharya," she smiled, dipping her head respectfully. "I know you are good, but I do not trust them too much. So be careful," he advised. "Don't worry, I will come back not just with information, but also a reading of the enemy's mind." After a few days, when the Vishkanya returned, Chanakya was happy to see her safe and unhurt. But at the same time, he could see that she was frightened. What happened? Was there a problem? "Acharya, there was no harm done to me personally, but I see a bigger problem for our country. The size of their army is unimaginable. Never have I heard of or seen such men. They are tall, huge, strong, and highly determined. They would do anything at the command of their leader. They have the best of weapons and a do-or-die spirit. Our defeat is guaranteed. But Chanakya did not get carried away by the fear that seemed to have gripped her. As if unmoved, he asked, "What else could you read from these men?" He knew that women were good at understanding words unsaid. After a pause, she said, "When they looked at me, I was terrified. But I realized that they seemed to soften. I was not sure what it meant because I was more concerned for my own safety." On hearing this, Chanakya laughed aloud. "Thank you, you have done your job. I have a strategy." The Vishkanya was confused.
I'm confused too. What weakness has Chanakya found?
Even I'm curious. Let's see. Chanakya explained. These men, my dear, have been away from their families for years. They were fighting so hard that they have lost touch with every emotion of love and concern that human beings have. And when they saw you, they suddenly remembered their families and their daughters. You were the reason the feeling of compassion came back to them. The Vishkanya understood what they have to do now. Even the strongest chain has a weak link. Chanakya, the master strategist, appointed many more Vishkanyas to similarly play on the emotions of Alexander's men and shake their determination and bloodlust, resulting in their defeat. The end. Time for some insights. The opponent may be very powerful, resourceful, and determined, but no matter how well prepared they are, there will always be a weak link. Women have a deep understanding of human emotions. They can surprise you with their alternative thinking and ability to read between the lines. Instead of lying in wait for the enemy, surprise them with your strategy. What are your personal takeaways from the story, Agastya?
That everyone has strength and weaknesses too. And women understand human psychology better than men.
That's true. Guys, what do you think? Please tell us.
And for more wonderful stories like this, we'll see you in our next video.
Bye!